Happy Thirsty Thursday, everybody, and Happy New Year. It has now been a week since we did our New Year's Eve special, so I hope everybody has eased into the first week of 2021 nice and easily, and hopefully your hangover wasn't so bad this past weekend. Either way, I'm very, very stoked to introduce to you all. We've got Brian J today of Pimps of Joy Time. How you doing, Brian?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Sam.
Good. So did you make a New Year's resolution this year? Or did you stick
I feel
to...
like this whole year has been resolution material. Like every day, it's like as life came to a screeching halt and you had to sort of redesign, your reality and your function. Uh, so the short answer is no, I didn't make a specific resolution.
Okay, so how about we make a resolution for today then? We're going to drink
Okay.
lots of wine, we're going to tell some jokes, and we're going to listen to some of your awesome music. How does that sound?
That's great. I'll let you do the jokes. I'll join you on the wine and the music for sure.
Okay, perfect. Well, if you want to get right into it, let's hear some of Pimps of Joy Time music.
Okay. Well, actually, I'm going to start with a little instrumental I've been messing around with. I don't have a name for it, but I'll just play it and, see how it goes here.
Cool. Cheers. All right. So, to everybody who's just tuned in, thank you for joining us for the Jam Happy Hour. You just heard the yet to be named instrumental performed to you by Brian J. And you're tuned in from where, Brian?
I'm in New Orleans.
New Orleans. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And do you tend to split like post or pre COVID? Do you plan on splitting your time as you used to? Because you were splitting it between Brooklyn and New Orleans for a while there, right?
That's right. Yes.
Okay. And
Yeah,
so
the road, Brooklyn, New Orleans. Yeah.
have you just been posted up in New Orleans for the past year or so, though?
Just totally went into recluse like most of us.
Absolutely. Well, with New York and shut down, what'll the Wall Street traders be doing, you think?
Drinking wine, telling jokes. I don't know.
Insider trading. That's a sip, Brian.
Okay. You got me on that
one. All right. So, where on this fine Thirsty Thursday can those of us watching from all the different platforms venture over to contribute to your virtual tip jar?
Oh, well, I have a Venmo. It's Brian J, letter J, music at Venmo. And there it is on the screen.
Wow.
And PayPal, I believe, is paypal.me, Brian J Music.
Perfect.
If you are so inclined.
Well, thank you, Brian. I mean, you're contributing to all of our concert, live in person concert withdrawals that we're all experiencing and have been experiencing this past year or so. So
Yeah.
much appreciated. And that's why we're doing what we do. We love to combine the very powerful forces that are music and that is wine. And for that reason, we've continued with this Jam Happy Hour, and it's amazing just being able to support musicians and just fuse those two forces together. So thank
Yeah,
you.
it's cool. Happy to be here.
Thank you. Happy to have you. And to everyone watching, if you want to check out Brian's music, then I think there's going to be a magic link posted below where you can find it.
Yeah, it's Pimps of Joy Time and my other project, Gitkin.
Should be a link below in a sec. Oh,
There it is.
there we go.
Oh, you got my Instagram. That's cool.
And then if you are in need of replenishing your wine supply post holidays, then you can venture over to jamcellars.com/buy, where you can find all of our easy to love wines nearest you using our wine finder, which is basically you just type in your zip code and then it'll pop up all of the liquor marts or the supermarkets nearby that offer our products. But in addition to that, we have the amazing Drizzly, which is basically like the food delivery service, but for booze. And you can order our wines and get them within the hour, delivered to your door. In addition to that, if you go to jamcellars.com/buy, you can order our wines directly through us and get them delivered to your doorstep. So a couple options for you there when it comes to the liquid diet. And for now, we're going to just tune in and listen to some more jams with Brian J. Okay, so you mentioned Gitkin. Now, this is a mostly instrumental, sort of guitar-drenched, world funk project, surf influenced, a little bit, a sprinkle of surf in there.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that, and maybe we can delve into some more of your tunes?
Sure. Gitkin almost happened by accident. I decided I wanted to make music that sounded nothing like me. So I just,
Love it.
first of all, made it instrumental. Everything I'd done to that point had lyrics and vocals. And I just started having fun with it. And then it sort of, I played it for my buddy at Wonder Wheel Recordings, and he loved it. So they put it out, and it sort of, I put a band together, kind of was, it's been turning into a bit of a thing. And it's nice. It's a different outlet for me. I get more into my world music influences.
And you were with this particular track, you slowly sprinkled in some vocals with Carol, right?
On the new record, yeah, I feature Carol C on 2 songs that we wrote together. So yeah, I'm slowly bringing in a bit of vocals, but it's all kind of atmospheric. There's kind of cumbia, there's surf, there's a bit of funk, but yeah, it's kind of a fun little thing.
Yeah, I feel like you're just over the past 15 years almost or so of your musical evolution. It's kind of just become this just ever evolving mosaic made up of like instrumentals and mixes. And I think I saw somewhere that your music was described as this gumbo of different styles. You have the New Orleans funk, and you have the salsa and the 90s club house, and you have all these different influences with different tracks coming together. And I think that's really unique, and it sets you apart, and it's very fun to listen to, and I'm excited to hear more.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you got it. All right, so Brian, why don't we
Yes.
get into, how about 2 songs if you're up for it? Let's do 2
Oh, 2
back to
songs.
back.
Okay, we're gonna let it roll. All right. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So I'd like to play somewhere. When you make albums, you never know which is the song. Like, I love every song. I never know which is the one people are going to react to. But I did the song. It's called Mud. And it always was like kind of hovering around in the top 5 most played on Spotify, which I think is a good sort of barometer for what do people enjoy. And then all of a sudden this song jumped to the top most streamed song in the last couple of weeks, which is cool. It's fun to see like a new song in that top slot. So,
Woo. We'll drink to
I'd like to
that.
play it for you, a version of it. Damn. Let's get a nice. Okay. I'm doing all right despite the dark energy that I see and feel. Don't need a doctor, maybe a shaman to see beyond the veil. Doing all right despite the static and degradation. The mind trip, amnesia, sometime before the dawn, and I'm traveling through the muddy water, traveling through the muddy water. Yes, I'm traveling through the muddy water. Doing all right despite the greedy deeds and shady tactics. The fact is, flipping, I'm out here still doing the damn thing, traveling I'm traveling through the muddy water, muddy water. Said I'm traveling through the muddy water. Well, I'm traveling through traveling through well, I'm traveling through traveling through the muddy water. Well, I'm traveling through I'm traveling through the muddy water. Muddy water. Well, I'm traveling. Muddy water.
Woo! Thanks, Brian. Thank you to everybody tuning in. You have a couple people watching from near and far. We've got Virginia, who's tuning in from Tucson, Arizona.
Okay.
And being wished a Happy New Year from Rhonda over in Canada.
Okay. Nice. Nice. That's good to hear.
So shout out to everybody watching. Post in the comments where you're tuning in from, and it's fun to see everyone who's, because Brian and I, we can't like see who is watching right now. It feels kind of like it's just me and Brian sometimes because we don't have the platform in front of our faces. But it is cool to look back at the comments and see who's watching from where, and we appreciate you tuning in from wherever you're at. So thank you, and thanks, Brian. That was Mud.
Yeah. If you want to hear it, you can hear it on Spotify.
There we go. And real quick, so a man and a pile of mud, they begin to race. The mud won by a landslide.
Hey. Okay. Did you just come up with that?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I see what's happening.
Okay. That's a sip for you, Brian. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. What do we got up next?
Okay, I was gonna do a cover. I could do a cover, right? Okay, I'm gonna do this Taj Mahal tune for you. Got a bird, what a whistle. Baby got a bird, honey got a bird, go sing. Baby got a bird, honey got a bird, go sing. Oh, without my Karina, well, it sure don't mean a natural thing. I learned to love you, baby, honey, before I call, baby, before I call my name. Baby, before I call, honey, before I call your name. Love you, Karina, and it sure don't mean a natural thing. Have mercy, baby, on my hard luck soul. Baby, on my hard luck, honey, on my hard luck soul. I got a rainbow around my shoulder, and it looks like silver, shine like splendid gold. Well, I got a bird on a whistle. Baby got a bird, honey got a bird, will sing. Baby got a bird, honey got a bird, will sing. Without Karina, well, it sure don't mean a natural thing.
Thank you. That was an awesome Taj Mahal cover. So I'm assuming that you kind of you delved into that cover in particular, but specifically because of Taj Mahal, because of his incorporation of the different musical elements across the globe, and especially blues music. And
Hmm.
I mean, he's an icon, but
Yeah.
is there a specific reason you picked Karina of
That's a
all of his
great,
songs?
dope, interesting blues song that fit. Like I was able to sort of semi pull it off, so I
Sounded great.
decided, why not give it a try?
Why not? And you did wine not, and you did great. Yeah, he's been putting out music and performing for almost like 60 years, I want to say,
Yeah,
which is
yeah, a
crazy.
long time. I got a chance to see him a couple times, and I think it was like 2011 when we were touring. He was on. We were on the same festivals as him, and yeah, it was a beautiful thing.
Nice. Well, and so let's like go back to the evolution of your music, because you started with like the underground sort of club scene, right? And then like how did you go from that to like selling out the Fillmore in San Francisco?
Well, clubs. Well, to clarify, like I came out of like this little scene that started happening in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, in sort of the mid 2000s. There was a couple clubs, like a club called Stinger Club and Black Betty, just little places that had a really unique, Bembe, places like that, unique blend of like clientele. You had everything from just people that grew up there, black people, Puerto Rican, Dominican. Then you had people that kind of like artists that were starting to move in. Then you got like late night, you see like a Hasidic Jews rolling in, just like the most interesting blend of cultures. And there's DJs that, like Monk One, DJ Concern, like Emsky, these guys that would just really mix it, just sort of captured the moment and mixed a lot of different styles. That was a huge influence when Pimps of Joy Time didn't exist, and I wanted to make something that was fun and festive and had a little essence of the scene that I felt a part of
Yeah.
at the time. So how did it go? How did it go from point A to point B? A lot of hard work. I work with a lot of really great musicians over the years. Um, just I was working with Black Pearl for the first year in Pimps of Joy Time. He's from New Orleans, so we started playing New Orleans and playing here. We got connected with Xander from Boom Boom Room in San Francisco. So we started playing there regularly, and then we got on the radar of Madison House booking agency. And so in 2008, I signed with them. And then so 2009, Jesse at Madison House really started just getting us on the festival circuit, and we just started really grinding. And 10 years, 9 years later, I guess, was when we were able to just barely sell out the Fillmore with some help. But
Well,
yeah,
I mean, that's a freaking accomplishment right there. I mean, don't undersell it over there, Brian.
it was.
That's awesome.
Thank you. It's been a great journey.
Now, did you hear about the one man band on the New York subway?
No.
I figured probably not. He's an
Okay.
underground artist.
Okay. Boom cheek.
Okay, cheers. He hates this. Cheers. If you would like some of our Jam
Cheers.
Cellars Easy to Love wines, venture over to the link posted below. And we're also going to be posting where to find Brian's music. And thank you so much to everybody who's tuned in, but especially thank you to Brian. Really appreciate you coming
Yeah.
on today.
Happy to
And
be here.
you're our
Uh,
first 2021 artist to
oh, that's
perform.
cool. I'm enjoying the wine. You guys sent me the wine.
What are
I
you
have
sipping on?
the one with the yellow label.
Oh, all my stuff's moved. But let's see. Could it be this for
Yeah,
perhaps?
it's
Perfect.
nice. What's the it doesn't have what is it? It doesn't have information on it.
So that's our what I coined it as the breadwinner. Our butter Chardonnay. It is
Chardonnay.
just what we're known for. We do have several other easy to love wines, but this is our breadwinner, as I said.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
delicious.
enjoying
It's
it.
easy to
I'm not a
love.
sponsor, everyone. I'm enjoying the wine.
Glad to hear that. Okay, cool. Well, okay. So one of your iconic performances, I think you were saying it's one of your favorites, was actually Bottle Rock, which we're the presenting sponsor for. And this was,
Yeah, it was great.
oh
We
my gosh,
loved playing there. So
I
much
can
fun.
say it was 5 years ago now that it's 2021 because it
Yeah.
was in 16.
Yes.
Crazy. That does not feel like that long ago.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh. But you performed at one of the bigger stages that year, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
And so that means you were performing on possibly the same stage as like Stevie Wonder or Florence and the Machine or Red Hot Chili Peppers, I think was that year.
Yeah, Red
So
Hot
that's
Chili
good.
Peppers
Cool.
was so crushing.
Did you get all your butter and Jam Cellars wines after you performed?
No,
What?
I don't know why I didn't, but at least I got some now.
Yep, you got it now. Well, maybe in the future you can come back to Bottle Rock. I think that'd be
I
cool.
hope so. Yeah, I
Heck
love
yeah.
that festival.
And we are set, fingers crossed, we're set to keep the show going this year in September. So we'll see what happens, but looking forward to that. All right. So, Brian, what are we going to be hearing next? We can do one song or we can do two, whatever you're feeling.
Oh, yeah.
The music.
I had a few more on the set list, but I can just play whatever you feel like hearing. I'll play one, and then I'll just add if someone happens to have a request. You know, you guys can see people writing messages. If someone's
I can look. I can do that. What are you going to play for us?
I'm gonna play a song called Body Party. That is where the first song I played, Mud, that has everything to do with the time that we're in right now. Body Party has nothing to do. You can't even get more opposite than where we're at right now.
I think
But
that's great.
It's cool. It's a cool
Yes.
vibe. So I'll play it for
Let's
you.
do it.
Okay. Bring your body to the party. You might just get in. Bring your body to the party. You might just get in. It don't matter what shoes you wear, long as you show up, you don't care. Might as well say it, but I mean, don't give a. At the end of the night, got a bunch of luck, so show up. Bring your body to the party. You might just get in. Bring your body to the party. You might just get in. Hey, you. got your repeat on. Never know, you might just have a bunch of lust if you show up. Bring your body to the party. You might just get in. Bring your body to the party. You might just get in. Your body. Your body.
Thanks, Brian.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Okay, so it looks like we have like a mini request kind of by Rhonda. And the name of that song, was it Body Party?
That's called Body Party, and that's written by Anthony Cole, who's a collaborator, drummer. He's done a bunch of touring with us, and just on his own, a super talented writer and performer of multiple instruments.
Heck yeah. Well, speaking of which, Rhonda on Facebook said, "Do you know any Eric Clapton songs?"
Do I know any Eric Clapton songs? I must. I'm sure I know. That sounded like it's about all I know of it, but
That was awesome.
It'll stay with me. But I love that. Cool guitar riff.
That riff kind of just, it always reminds me of in a movie, like, I don't know, like someone's gonna rob a bank or something crazy is about to happen in a movie. Those riffs, yeah. Okay, Bart, play some Early Pimps.
Early
Ooh.
Pimps.
Oh,
I
Bart,
can do that.
anything in particular?
Early Pimps. I guess that would be in the first album. So I'll play the first song. The first album starts with sort of a track intro, but I'll play the first song on it. That's called Shadoo. In a place where all your troubles are solved. In a place where all your fears are dissolved. Balanced on a round now, waving a tulip in the sky. The world's about to end, but beauty don't cry. Yes, you do, la la, treat me right. Dance in a circle of candlelight. I trade my car for a shooting star. I'm riding on the wave of your love, baby. Yeah, riding on the wave of your love. On a natural high that you put me on. All I know is that my senses are gone. What you say rings true, I feel in my soul. And I know what I need to do to keep my life whole. She do la la, treat me right, dance in a circle of candlelight. I trade my car for a shooting star. I'm riding on the wave of your love, babe. Yeah, riding on the wave of your love.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you. Everyone tuning in, thank you so much. And that was really fun to kind of experience. From what, 07? Was that when High Steppin' came out? Or
Yeah, the official release was in 2007. Yeah.
So about like 13, 14 years ago. I feel like even though your musical stylings have sort of evolved over the years, they've also maintained, the core that is this fusion of all the different stylings. Even though it's changed a bit, I think it's cool to have that very unique and just personifying style that you've got, because it kind of brings together the diversity of kind of where you've grown up or where you've lived, like New Orleans, Brooklyn, and you have all the influences in between that you fuse together. And I think it's really cool to hear.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem. Now, okay, so recently, Grammy nomination for Benton County Relic.
Yeah, I produced and performed on an album as a duo with Cedric Burnside. Um, Hill Country Blues is the style, and yeah, it got nominated for a Grammy, which is a blast.
That's
Really fun.
crazy. Did you ever think, like, was that a goal of yours, or did it kind of just happen and you're like, holy?
Yeah, no, I mean, just practically, I think it's helpful for like the career and stuff. But I never, as a kid, that's not a thing I ever thought about.
Right.
Um, but you know, as more of an adult, I mean, it's nice. It's a nice accolade to get
So,
the
so what got
nomination.
you into this then? Was it like, were you a little kid into instrumentals and into singing, or how did this all come about?
Well, my father was a huge influence because you know he didn't have the opportunity to learn instruments, but you know he was very soulful, deep on the inside. He had to go below the surface, but he had a great record collection, and I just had the best influences. And I think I also just had a natural just ear for it, even as like as they tell me, you know, in the crib, 2 years old, you know, just I already like had rhythm. I was already really reacting to music. So it was very like when I was 9 years, the first time I sat at a drum set, I started on drums. You know, the first time I saw it, it was just like seeing like a supermodel or something like, oh my God, I gotta. And I was the young kid. They wouldn't let me sit down at the drums. Finally, I kind of got my way in there and played for like 2 seconds before they. But you know, that was the you know continuation of sort of the love affair with music.
So a bass guitar and an oboe had an affair, a love affair.
Okay.
It was
That's
very
what
low
it is.
key.
Yeah, low key, just very in the low register. Yeah, yeah.
Cheers,
Oh,
Brian.
cheers.
How did you get into guitar then from drumming? At 9 years old, you're drumming. You're like, oh
Yeah,
heck yeah! And then how did it
I
evolve?
a buddy of mine that I kind of like idolized at that time was the guitar player, and he showed me a few chords, and I kind of just took to it and like secretly wanted to be in front of the stage. I guess I was thinking about that at 9 or 10 years old, but I couldn't be a quitter on drums, so I just kept going. I was fortunate enough to have lessons, and you know, my parents really were encouraging. But I started learning guitar, and I'm like, I'll stick with both for a year just to show I didn't quit. But then, you know, guitar really accelerated. I really just enjoyed everything about it.
Heck yeah!
And I've kept drums up over the years. I still play drums, but guitar definitely took the forefront.
Why was the guitar late for work?
I don't know, strung up or something.
Oh, that'd be good. Got caught in a jam.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, second sip for you.
No, I'm
There
I
you
have to
go.
get more. I'll drink it
Uh
after
oh.
the set.
Okay, so we have about 15 minutes left. So that
Hmm.
means we have enough time for, I would say, like two songs.
Okay.
If you want to just roll right into one right now, and then we can do a sort of encore.
Yeah. Well, I we talked a little about my other project, which is called Gitkin, and that's my kind of world music instrumental. Uh, oh, there it is. Yeah, you can hear it on Spotify or wherever you listen to music. So I want to play. I released an album through Wonder Wheel Recordings in September, so I will attempt to play instrumental song off that record. Hold on, I gotta turn the reverb up. That's the thing about the Gitkin sound. A lot of reverb. The reverb, in case you don't know, the echo. and then add a little of that. So here.
And what was the name of that song for everybody listening?
That's called Catnip.
Catnip. Okay. And what's the story behind that? The naming.
No story. I just needed to name. That's the funny thing about instrumental is it's just I need a name. Catnip.
Really? That's
Pretty
cool.
much.
I like it. Do you have a cat? Do you own a cat?
I have owned a cat in my life. Yes.
Okay.
I love cats.
So maybe there was that random inspiration, you know.
Could be. Yes.
Do you have another instrumental?
I do. I wasn't planning on it, but
That's life, Brian.
let's see. Some of these instrumental, to make it translate with one guitar, takes a little thought. Okay, I can try this one.
Woo! Thank
Yeah.
you, Brian. Thank you to everybody tuning in today. I think Brian's gonna have one last song for us,
Sure.
but in the meantime, I think you're Brooklyn based, right, Brian? I know you're tuning in
Yes,
from
though I live in New Orleans now.
right. I was just gonna say, so you're tuned in from New Orleans right now, and you've split your time in the past between the two.
Yes.
But you know what they say about New York cheesecake?
What did they say?
If you can bake it there, you can bake it anywhere.
That's good.
Okay, thank you. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll have to after.
Yeah, go refill. Go refill, because we've got your last song coming up.
Yeah. That's.
So to everyone who's been tuned in today, thank you so much. If you've been watching throughout the past hour or so, appreciate you for sticking around and listening to these awesome tunes by Brian J. And if you just tuned in, then you can go ahead and find all the information you need to know in regard to the wine and Brian's music at the links that have been posted over the course of the past hour. If I could have, I think, Elise post where to find the Jam Cellars wines, Easy to Love wines, one more time, right below. There we go, jamcellars.com/buy. Perfect. And then we'll get into the last song with Brian.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna end it on another vintage Pimps of Joy time song.
Talking about that strength all the way live. Gangsta funky music, I like it. With that strength all the way live. Gangsta funky music, yeah, yeah. And I want it just about getting to that time. Get together with my baby. Nothing more, thank you. BJT, we're gonna do it right. Bit of dirt, mama, lay it on back. Kind of thing make you bounce your back. Not too clean, a little bit janky. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Talking about that strength all the way live. Gangsta funky music, I like it. That straight all the way live. Gangsta funky music, yeah, yeah. Come on, put everything that you got into it. Said you be anyone you wanna be. You just believe it. Put it on there. Put it on there. Just a love thing, alright. Change the funky music. Change the funky music. Change the funky music.
Woo! Thank you. Thank you to everybody who's tuned in for today's Jam Happy Hour featuring Brian J. Of Pimps of Joy Time. And that was really cool. You ended with something from almost basically a decade ago, because you released
Just
that in
a-
2011, right?
That's right. Yes.
Heck yeah.
Time flies.
Yeah, I was just gonna say time frickin' flies. And you know, I think that really important elements within our lives to help slow things down or to help relate to things include music and wine. I mean, they go hand in hand. So with that being said, thank you so much, Brian. Thank you to everybody watching.
Yeah. Thank you, Sam. Enjoyed it.
Cheers. Thanks, Brian.